Hi, Frank Casale here, welcoming you to episode 8 of The Transaction. Well, here it is, folks, the grand finale. Team Kodak is about to make their decision and select the winning outsourcing provider. Who is that winner, and what are the key drivers behind that decision? See for yourself in episode 8. Enjoy.
Do you all feel comfortable as a team to say you're prepared right here, right now to say we made a choice?
Do I need a secret ballot?
No, we don't need a secret ballot. Who's agreeing with supplier 2? Betty is?
Absolutely.
Art? Raul?
Joe, you purposely neutral?
Joe,
Well, I'm neutral on it only because, I'm looking at the pricing and I'm looking at the expectations, the qualifications, and I could go with either one. I think that supplier number 1 has more experience when it comes down to it versus supplier number 2. Now, if I were to make a decision, I would have to take that experience into account.
You said supplier 1 has more experience.
Yes.
What makes you say that?
Yes, supplier 1 has more experience based upon everything I've read about them and everything that I've heard about them from their team that came in, et cetera, et cetera. Supplier number 2 is a new company.
With the well-established brands, obviously you know them, they've been around, you've heard of other clients using them and so forth. For the ones that are not as established, you don't, brand is one piece, the perception that you have about them or how they present themselves is one piece, but you shouldn't just take that alone at face value.
In terms of the experiences, I'm still saying supplier number 1, in my estimation, has the experience factor.
They just can't stand on their brand alone.
What really surprised me is right from the get-go with supplier 1, we were really impressed with their systems.
We were impressed with their system, but what I found is they're only using that system for one client.
Wow.
What I anticipate is a photo finish seems to be a clear winner so far. I'm hearing that there was a really good trip and there was kind of an okay trip.
I'm hearing supplier 2.
Yeah, all right, so we made it. Now,
We made our decision, and we can move ahead now into transition.
It's worthy of a high five.
Oh, high five.
High five, everyone. Good job. Come on, Joe. High five.
there.
Excellent. Excellent.
What I'd like to do is tell supplier 2 that they're the one. Tell supplier 1 that supplier 2 is the one, but in the event something doesn't happen in negotiations, they're next in line.
Well, I would go straight to supplier 2 right now and sit down with supplier 2 and say, let's finalize the statement of work. Let's finalize the SLAs. Let's finalize the price and put the terms and conditions in so you have a contract.
My only concern, Larry, is to now speed through transition because see the finish line here. I think we need to do what any athlete would do when they see the finish line, which is actually increase speed.
We have put a tight timeline on everybody on everything. They need a tight timeline to know that if we don't have a contract in place by this time, you're not it.
What I want to say is just to squeeze this in before we wrap up this meeting is that to realize what you have all accomplished here. I mean, we had very aggressive goals from the start. They became more aggressive as this thing kind of evolved, if you will. And here we are with a decision today.
Yeah, this is a very significant accomplishment. A lot of people said we couldn't do it. I know there were some people in this room that said we couldn't do it. People outside this room also. But we did it. We did it because we had the dedication and we had the willingness to take the risk. Outsourcing Institute helped us very much. The team helped each other out very much. And we accomplished everything that we set out to do. For those that said we couldn't do it. It can be done if you do it right.
Hello, Sue Marks. Kodak has selected its RPO partner, and it is indeed Pinstripe.
Now that Kodak has selected its vendor, the next step is making sure the contract is accurate, reflects the services to be bought, and has a mechanism for allowing Kodak to manage the deal on a go-forward basis to avoid small problems becoming big problems down the road.
Great. Well, thank you. We're looking forward to working with you.
Likewise, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Congratulations, once again. Excellent.
One of the things that struck me from the beginning of the process was a real culture match between the Kodak team and the Pinstripe team. There just was a kind of a roll-up-your-sleeves, hard-working attitude that I think will make 1 + 1 = 3 in our partnership.
I think there were a lot of really strong competitors who participated in the process, but I think when you look at the relationship that we built with the Kodak team over the period from the beginning of the process to now, we really had a good culture fit, alignment with our philosophy and what we wanted to accomplish.
Capability-wise, they were very close. Price-wise, they were very close. It really came down to the relationship factor.
So here it goes for a very successful partnership that can last for a long time.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Great.
I'm really happy with the outcome of this project, and I need to thank Larry Heckathorn, Scott Golas, Dave Hudanish, as well as Frank Casale for all the work that they have done on the project. It really was successful, it was fun, it was stressful all at the same time, and I'm really confident that we made the right decision as a result of the great teamwork.
If I were to talk about how I feel having just won this deal, two things come to mind. Really confident about our ability to deliver, but humbled by the challenges that there are before us.
The real work starts now.
Well, there you have it. Congratulations to Sue Marks, CEO of Pinstripe, and her team for winning this very competitive bid. And congratulations to all of you who have competed on this. Each of you are world-class players. Let's see what happens next time. This has certainly been an amazing business experience and creative experience for me. And I'd like to thank all of those who have made this possible. I'd certainly like to thank the OI Dream Team. Specific thanks to Betty Petro and her colleagues at Kodak for supporting such an innovative and educational initiative. Thank you, Betty. I'd also like to thank Danielle Finati, co-creator and the director of this transaction series, episode 1 through 8, season 1, if you will. Danielle, thank you for helping make this crazy vision of a outsourcing reality series, helping to make it a reality, no pun intended. For those of you who haven't seen the previous episodes, I encourage you to do so. There's some great infotainment there, if you will. For the many thousands of you who have seen all the episodes, thank you for your great feedback. And many of you have asked as to what we will be doing for Season 2 of the transaction. And the answer is, I don't know. We're open to suggestions, and we welcome any suggestions you may have as to topics or themes. And we're also open to recommendations as to candidates for other organizations who are about to undertake an outsourcing adventure. If you're out there and you're looking for some help and support to the tune of about $250,000 of free outsourcing advice, and you're willing to share for the value and education of others, we'd like to hear from you. You can email me at fcasale@outsourcing.com, or simply visit outsourcing.com and there'll be a button there somewhere. Once again, thank you, and hope to see you next season.